Okay, today I'm going to show you how to pull a valve out of a Vanagon cylinder head with the basic tools you see in front of you. Should have pretty much everything here. I'll show you what I have here. First I have an 8-inch C-clamp, a 12-inch, I guess you call those U-clamps, long, fairly sturdy screwdriver. This is a 10-inch screwdriver, socket wrench, 13mm with extension, a small flathead screwdriver. I rigged this up to have a magnet on the end. Doesn't have to be this fancy, but just some kind of magnet. This is a U-joint crack tool. This is the small one out of my kit. Piece of wood and some kind of sturdy table. And here's what I do. I'm just going to put this in a tripod and focus it. Bear with me. Okay, this should work. So what I do, I have this little plate here that you've probably seen. I'll show that to you a little bit better here. It's basically an aluminum plate that mounts on right to the studs where the rocker arms mount to. Just a piece of aluminum plate with slots cut into it. I fit right over that. I use a couple washers and the original nuts to hold down the rocker arms. Position it just high enough to where these bolts are just down to the studs, so they're nice and flush. Take my U-point cracker. What I found is that the flathead, the flat part works better on the top, where the angled one goes down. First, what you want to do is you take your piece of wood and you put it underneath the valve you want to extract. In this case, I'm going to take the exhaust valve out of there first. Take my 8-inch U-clamp, clamp it on top, and this is where this table, this is a metal table, it comes in handy. So crank down on it, fairly tight. You don't want to obviously crack anything, but you want to hold it in place, snug. Take my U-clamp here, put it underneath here, and there's a little ridge where I can clamp it onto. And that should be all you need. If it doesn't strong enough, you can always put a clamp up here. Seems like those two should be enough. Take my U-point cracker, stick it underneath this bracket and over the spring so it exposes the stud from the valve. Take this flathead screwdriver, the sturdy one, go from behind it. What happens is if I push down on this now, it kind of goes at an angle, and I won't be able to get the wedge out on the back side of the valve stem. So what I found I had to do, I had to use the screwdriver and go underneath it and go right above that spring, but so that the wedge can come out of there easily enough. And then what you have to do, you have to take your socket wrench. Best to use a socket wrench with a flipper. You'll see that why in a minute here. Put it in place. And you just want to tighten those down. A little bit on this side, a little bit on this side. And this one is probably going to go about halfway down, sometimes all the way down, depending on how stubborn those wedges are. This one's about halfway down there now, and then I just press down on my U-joint cracking tool till those wedges come exposed. I'll pull the screwdriver in so it's nice in place. Doesn't look like I went down far enough, so I'm going to go down a little bit farther. just to make sure I get those wedges out of there easy enough. Looks like I'm all the way bottom out now. Try this one a little bit more here. Those wedges look pretty good extracted, so what I'm going to do now is take my magnet and they should come out. If they don't, you might have to take that screwdriver and play with them a little bit to get them in place. There they are. 2 wedges out. Release this slowly. You don't want to pop anything out. Open it up. A little bit at a time. Both sides. Tell them about where my starting point was at. Then I'll pull the screwdriver out. And I'll release this slowly. A U-point cracker. And there it is. Just like that. And you want to put this back in, obviously, the reverse order. And like I said, it works pretty slick. Hope it works for you. Good luck.